Hello and welcome to the 79th episode of the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit video podcast. My name is Kimberly, also known as Sock Bunny, and today is Thursday, April 4th, 2013. I am recording in sunny Florida where it is currently raining. I am Sock Bunny pretty much everywhere on the internet. I am Sock Bunny on Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, Google+, Twitter, iTunes, YouTube, and Blip.tv. Um, Also, you can add Facebook to that. I need to write that down. I do have a Facebook page if you want to go like it. It's at facebook.com/sockbunnystudios. And the blog is at sockbunnyknitandfit.blogspot.com. The email address is sockbunnyknitandfit@gmail.com. The Etsy shop is sockbunnystudios.etsy.com. What are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about fitness, finished objects, works in progress, knit and crochet alongs, a book review, spinning, stash enhancement, tips and tricks, favorite things, and what I am watching and reading. I have a lot to talk about today, so let's get right into it. First, I want to say I apologize for not podcasting last week, but my allergies were insane, and I didn't think you wanted to watch a half an hour of me sniffing. My allergies are still insane, but a little bit better than last week. So uh, hopefully I won't have to do too much sniffing today. I do have a new iTunes review. It's from Iggy Star 71. Thank you so much for the very, very nice things that you said. And we also got another star rating, so we're up to 59 now. So thank you. So if you would like to leave a star rating for me on iTunes or even a comment, I would really appreciate it. And also do that for other podcasts that you might watch. Welcome to any new viewers, and also welcome back to any returning viewers. I hope you really like it. This is going to be a roller coaster ride, so you might want to strap your little seatbelt and pull down your harness and get ready to go. First, this is the thing. I have like 5 exciting things today, but this is the one that I'm most excited about. My older daughter, Sarah, is going to be on TV on Sunday, international TV even. If you've been watching for a long time, you might remember last year around this time, we saw my older daughter, Sarah, on TV. Her choir from her school is singing at the Divine Mercy Shrine in Stockbridge, Massachusetts this Sunday, April 7th, which is Divine Mercy Sunday. And last year they sang, but Sarah wasn't in the choir last year, and we saw her on TV. She was actually holding an umbrella for a priest during communion, and we were super excited about that. Well, this year Sarah's in the choir, so we're actually going to get to see her a lot. It's a pretty long mass. It's like a 2-hour long mass, and then they have sing. So the mass is at, I wrote it down, 1 o'clock Eastern time. On EWTN, which is a Catholic television station. And then at 3 o'clock, her choir will be assisting in singing the Divine Mercy Chaplet. So we'll get to see her during that part too. So it'll be a total of like 3 hours that we'll get to see her on TV. I have so excited, so excited. I probably will cry. I'm about to cry now, even just talking about it. I'll probably cry like the whole time. I cry at those kinds of things. Oh my gosh, you should have seen it. I used to be a Girl Scout leader when the girls were little. And even when they would have a ceremony where they would get a badge, I would cry. The other parents would always laugh at me. Anyway, I'm super excited. I'm very proud of Sarah. She has always been really shy about singing, and this year she's stepping out of her comfort zone and is in the choir, and she's super excited. Some of her classmates, including her, they just got back from spending a week in Chicago, Illinois for Holy Week missions. So she just got back to her school last night, and then it's crazy whirlwind rehearsals and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just really happy for her. So anyway, again, that's EWTN, Catholic Television Network, and it's on cable, and it's at 1 o'clock Eastern time, and then the chapel is at 3 o'clock. So I will be posting on Plurk and probably Twitter and maybe even Instagram when I see her, so I could tell you guys what she's wearing, so you can see her if you want to. She doesn't look a lot like me. She looks more like her dad, but she does wear glasses, so that will help you if you need to try to figure out which one she is. So that's my most exciting thing. I do have some other exciting things, but that's, the mom thing is always the most exciting to me. Okay, I do have a shop update going up this Sunday. It's going to be at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm going to show everything at the end, but I did want to say that I'm going to have two colors of lace weight and two skeins of those two colors, so four total. Police call box, birds of a feather, aurora borealis, California flamingos, motel curtains, and a couple of others. I am leaving on Tuesday to go to Stitches. If you don't know what Stitches is a big knitting convention type thing. They have classes, they have vendors, all kinds of stuff. And this is my first time getting to go, and I'm going to the one in Atlanta, and it starts Thursday, April 11th, and I will be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and part of Sunday. Um, so the reason I'm telling you this, one, I'm excited, but second is I'm going to need to close the shop during that time. So I'm going to close the shop on Tuesday, April 9th in the morning because I'm going to leave Tuesday afternoon to go uh, see Heather WB and pick her up, and then we're going to drive Wednesday to Atlanta, and we're staying with one of my friends. And I think that's all I wanted to say. So the update's at Sunday at 2, and then, oh, I'm going to close the shop Tuesday and then reopen it the following Sunday for that shop update. I was going to do a small shop update this week and a small shop update next week, but instead I decided just to do a big one this week and then just close and reopen the shop, if that makes any kind of sense. And I'll show the stuff at the end. That way people that want to see it can see it, and those that don't have to. I did start sending out patterns for the bee leaf half pie shawl on Monday, April 1st. And it has been a rousing success. I have sent it to hundreds of people, and I'm super excited about that. And it's really so awesome to hear all the nice things that people are saying about each other, and all the people that are like, oh, that was so nice of you to say that to me, and stuff like that. So I really am enjoying that very, very much. I want to show it to you one more time because this is the last time you're going to get to see it live and in person because I'm going to gift it to my friend that we're staying with in Atlanta. So this is going to be her gift. This is the bee leaf half pie shawl. If you're a new viewer, this is a shawl that I designed and I'm giving it away for free. I am going to modify the giveaway though. I don't know what I was thinking when I said I would do the giveaway through the 15th because I knew I was going to Stitches and I don't know why I thought I would be able to give the pattern away to so many people and be on vacation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the giveaway through the 7th, which is this Sunday. That way I'll have all day Monday to finish sending out whoever is getting it, and then I won't have that hanging over my head while I'm on vacation because I really am going to take my Stitches trip as a vacation. I am still going to plurk and Instagram and post all that on Twitter and stuff like that, but I really want to just not have to worry about business so much. So I do want to say a few things about the shawl. Like I said, I'm gonna end the giveaway on the 7th instead of the 15th. I want to say thank you to everybody who has said very, very nice things about it. I really appreciate it. Some people have already started it, and that's super awesome. Somebody asked if you can leave off the beads. You totally can leave off the beads. You can see that there are beads here, but you could do pearls instead. Or you could just leave them off. I think it would be pretty even without the beads. So if you don't like that kind of stuff or you find beads too fiddly or whatever, you can leave them off. And like I said, you could just do pearls instead. Another thing I want to say is if you got the pattern email more than once, I apologize. Some people received it and then gifted it. I try to keep track of all that in my head and not send it to people twice because it doesn't tell you if you're gifting it to somebody more than once, which I think they should. But anyway, so if you got a message more than once, I really apologize for that. And then lastly, what was the last thing I was going to say? Oh, somebody pointed out that they thought there was a mistake in the pattern around lines 41, 43 because there's a break in how the beads flow. I did that on purpose. And what I'm talking about is in this first beaded section. I know it's going to be hard to tell. In this first beaded section, they were saying that the beads did not line up quite right. Let me see if I can find a section like here. And I actually did that on purpose because I didn't want it to be I wanted to look it. This is, I'm a beginner designer, okay? I was trying to make it look more like leaves. So like, let me see if I can point to a place where it's happening. In the middle here, right here. See that area? So I was trying to make it look more like leaves than like sun rays or something like that. So um, there's not an error. It just is, that's how I designed it. So I did put a comment on the page of the, my computer's acting weird. What is this? Hold on. Oh. Okay, of course it decides to run a scan right when I'm recording. Okay, so anyway, I did that on purpose, but if it bugs you, feel free to modify it. It's your shawl. So there we go. That's all I want to say about that. And again, thank you to everybody for being so nice. I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about fitness. I am wearing my favorite fitness shirt. This is my shirt from Gasparilla race last year. Gasparilla is a race that's run in Tampa. And I like to wear this shirt because it glows in the dark, or glows under black light in spin class. So every month we have a fitness along in the Sock Bunny group. If you work out at least 30 consecutive minutes on any day or take at least 10,000 steps as recorded by a pedometer, you can enter one entry per day in our workout thread in the Sock Bunny group, and the winner can choose either a $5 giftable pattern on Ravelry or some bare yarn or fiber that I will dye for them in up to 3 colors. And we have a March winner. I drew before I started podcasting. There were 602 posts, including my first post. Some of those were mine, and 65 people who posted. So I am super excited. This is growing every month. And I drew from number 2 to number 602. I drew number 209, who is Eileen, who is Wisconsin Knitter, WISC, Whisk Knitter. She posted 20 workouts. So I think that's pretty amazing. She donated a prize for the poster along that I'm going to give away next week. I'll show you what she sent. I just think it's funny that she sent a prize and she's winning a prize. And she sent 2 prizes that the poster winner is going to get to win next week. She sent a book, Things I Learned from Knitting, Whether I Wanted to or Not, by Stephanie Pearl McPhee, and some cute little stitch markers. So thank you, Eileen. And Eileen, once you see this, let me know, and I will send your. Oh, let me know if you can pick something that's already in the shop, or you can ask me to dye something in the specific colors for you. Just let me know which yarn base you want it on and all that fun kind of stuff. So, congratulations. Let's see. I do track my fitness minutes and mileage on Spark People. That's all I use that site for. And then I did, okay, it's been 2 weeks since I recorded. The first week that I didn't record, I did lose. Last week I maintained, and I'm happy that I didn't gain because I did cheat over Easter. Actually, over Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and Easter Sunday, I didn't track at all. I didn't go crazy though. It's not like I was eating 5 pizzas a day. I did have some donuts. I did have a Coke 3 of those 4 days. I didn't have one on Friday, but I did have a Coke on Holy Thursday, Holy Saturday, and Easter Sunday. But I haven't had any since. And I had donuts, I had Oreos, and frankly, by Sunday night, I was ready to start eating healthy again. I was actually starting to feel like crap. So this was a life lesson. I wanted to see what would happen. I did only maintain, but I think it's also because I did go to spin class 3 times last week. So I think that helped with the not gaining any weight. And I haven't been to spin class since Saturday morning, and I'm like, it just feels odd. I didn't go Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I didn't go Monday, Tuesday because I wasn't feeling good. And Wednesday, I dyed all day, dyed yarn, and I was exhausted, so I didn't go Wednesday night. And I feel like, it's like, you know how you feel when you leave your cell phone at home? That's how I feel. Like something's missing. So I'm going tonight for sure. I love spin class. So I wanted to show my poster. We do have a poster along going, and you have to post your beginning poster the first 7 days of the month. So you have between now and Sunday to post your April poster, and then during the first 7 days of May, you should post your final poster for the workouts for April, and then all this is explained in a thread in the Sock Bunny group, so I won't go into the detailed explanation now, but I did want to show you my poster. I'm going to start showing it the first podcast of every month. That way I remember to do it because I always forget. So this is my poster. If you're a new viewer, I am trying to get to 1,000 miles. I'm at 460. Woo! 460! Yes, I'm at 460. When I get to 1,000, I get to go stay at the Contemporary Contemporary Hotel at Disney World. And there's some pictures of it to motivate me. I had started doing the Couch to 5K, and I actually did do the first 2 weeks, and it's really hard for me to do because I spend so much energy going to spin class that I don't want to run, but I really need to get past that and just do the running because I need to do it because I am going to do a color run at the end of May. So when I get back from Stitches, I will start running in earnest, and that is a promise. If I don't do it, I want you to yell at me. Okay, nicely. Scold me nicely that I need to run. I need to run. I can't just do spin class. I have to do other things. It's just I think spin class is so fun and running to me is so boring. So, but I think what I'm going to do when I get back is I'm going to try that Zombie Runs app for your phone because I heard so many people say how fun that is, and maybe that'll make running fun. So we'll try it. I'll let you know what happens. So anyway, I do give myself rewards. And I earned, let's see, what's the last thing? I earned the custom bag from Useful Things. I think I told you that. I did earn the custom bag from Knit Run Dig. I also earned some yarn that I'm going to show you shortly. I want you to see what this is. It's so exciting. I'm about to burst, but I did earn it. The next thing that I'm going to earn is a book called Knit Swirl, and it's got those circular sweaters. Tina from Knitting Blooms made one, and other people have made them. And then when I get to 520, I'll get the IKEA mug that I showed you guys. When I get to 560, I ordered a sheep button. It's from Tangerine's Designs. She sells little buttons similar to the podcast buttons, and it's a sheep in a bikini. Hysterically funny. I had to order it. So that'll be my reward when I get to 560 and so forth and so on. So this is what the poster along is all about. Your poster is whatever motivates you. It doesn't have to be this extravagant. It could be a sheet of paper that you do on the computer or whatever. You can go to the poster along thread to get some ideas, and you can give yourself any kind of rewards. The thing is, you need to have concrete goals and concrete rewards. That's it. So come on over and join us if you're interested. And I'll draw the winner for April next week on next week's show. And next week, I'm recording on Tuesday. Since Tuesday afternoon, I'm leaving to go to Stitches. Okay. Let's see. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say is regarding Stitches, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to wear because I have lost some weight and my pants are starting to fall down. In fact, Holy Thursday, I had some dress pants on that I was going to wear to Mass that night. And Holy Thursday Mass is 3 to 4 hours. Ours was 3 hours. We're going to a different parish now. At our old parish, it's always 4 hours. It's beautiful, though. It goes by, believe it or not, it doesn't seem like it's that long. They baptize a lot of people and stuff like that. So it's really beautiful. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, I am so rambly today. Rachel and I joined the choir at the new parish that we're going to is called Incarnation. And we joined the choir there 6 or 7 weeks ago, I guess it was. And so we sang at masses on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that includes the 3-hour mass, but it was so, so, so beautiful. Anyway, I had to buy a belt on the way to church on Thursday because my pants were falling down. I haven't worn a belt. I used to be so skinny. Back in the day when I first got married and before both the girls were born, I was so skinny that I would have to tuck my shirts in and wear a belt or my pants would fall down. I haven't worn a belt in probably 15 years. And actually, I can tell you, I started taking depression medicine in the year 2000, and that's when I started gaining weight. So probably shortly after that is when I started wearing a belt. So let's say 10 years. I haven't worn a belt in 10 years. So I had to buy a belt because my pants were falling down. It was pretty funny. So I'm starting to wonder what I'm going to wear to Stitches, because if I keep losing the way I am, I'm not going to be able to wear any dress pants. I'm going to have to wear only My jeans still fit pretty well. My yoga pants still fit pretty well. Some of them are starting to get loose, so I might look like a ragamuffin when you see me there. It's a good problem though, right? I don't want to buy any new clothes right now, though. I want to wait until I've lost a little bit more weight. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk about knitting. This is so funny, knit and fit, right? Okay, so let's talk about knitting. I did finish. Okay, and you should see the disaster area that is around me. I have so many things to show you. I have a feeling this podcast is going to go long, and I really apologize for that. So I did finish my one sock. This is going to be a shop sample in case I ever decide to do any, wrong bag, ever decide to do any fairs or yarn shows or whatever, festivals, anything, stuff like that. That's, possibly down the road. So anyway, I finished this and I haven't grafted the toe, but it's done otherwise. This is, whoa, not that bright in real life, but close. Here we go. See that? That is a finished sock. I just have to graft the toe. And this is in my Miracle sock yarn. It is 80% BFL, superwash BFL, and 20% nylon. And this was dyed with fluorescent dyes that do glow under a black light. That ought to get somebody's attention, right? Oh, I totally should knit some of these and wear them to spin class. That would be so fun. So I finished that one sock, so that is a finished object. And this is in my flamingo bag from Knitting's My Bag. And where am I going to put everything when I'm done talking about it? I'm just going to toss it over here because like I said, surrounded by stuff. Okay. Oh, of course I throw it and I want to show. Okay, hold on. Stretch. Oh, that was dumb. Okay, I want to show something else in here. There's a lady on Ravelry, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember who it is, so I'm going to post in the Ravelry group. I will post a link to her thread, but she's doing a sock blanket and she's trying to get yarn from indie dyers in all 50 states. So I told her I would send her some, and I'm going to send her this little mini skein because she says she loves really, really bright colors. So I'm going to send her a mini skein of this and also a mini skein of retro sunglasses. And there was one more. So I'm going to send those to her to use in her sock yarn blanket. So I think that's a fascinating idea for a project that I might someday copy. And so, and she's linking to all the people that she's buying from in the different states. So there's a resource right there. So like I said, let me put a big star here. I will link that in the Ravelry group in this week's thread. You know what I mean. All right. I also finished the last of my 4 dishcloths that are not dishcloths. I am making a Doctor Who pillow, and I took 4 dishcloth patterns from Holy Narf, HOLYNARF. You can also find it in my project page. I finished the one that says Bad Wolf. Should say Dawn Wolf, right? And then I'm going to take these 4 dishcloths. They're made out of acrylic though. This is pink Caron Simply Soft. And I'm going to stitch them together and then I'm going to knit a back and make it into a pillow. I haven't decided if the back's going to be the same color or not. But that one says Bad Wolf. And then this is the Doctor Who logo. It's hard to tell. It says DW Doctor Who. And this one's a Dalek, my favorite. I could do a blanket of Daleks. I would be so happy. That's an idea. Dalek blanket. And then this one says bow tie and then cool, because bow ties are cool. And I did watch the premiere of the new season of Doctor Who. Oh my gosh, Rachel and I are completely insane. Okay, so Saturday we go to the Easter Vigil Mass, which was from 8 to 11. And then at 2, because we missed Doctor Who, because it came on like at 8. So how could they schedule it at the same time as church? Seriously. Anyway, so at 2 o'clock, we stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning to watch Doctor Who. So we were up from 2 to 3, and then we went to bed, and then we got up at 7 or 7:15 to go to the 9 o'clock mass. Serious fans. I'm telling you, Sunday afternoon though, I completely crashed. I took a 5-hour nap on Sunday because I was so tired. All right. I'm too old for that kind of stuff anymore. Okay. The title of this, I haven't decided if the title of this podcast is going to be Happy Bunny, because I am a happy bunny, or Welcome to the Frog Pond. I frogged 3 things. Well, almost 3. You'll see. First, I can't show you because I forgot to bring it in here. I did frog the Steelers socks that I'm making for Joe's Aunt Mary. I was almost done with the first sock. I was on the toe of the first sock, and I hate those socks with the fire of 1,000 suns. They're ugly. The yarn's ugly. It was some of the yarn I did when I first started experimenting with dyeing. I hate the yarn. I hate the socks. I hate everything about them. The thought of casting on that second sock made me want to stab somebody with my knitting needles. So I decided to frog them. I am going to do something different. I'm going to dye some gold yarn and some black yarn and either stripe them myself or do like the foot and cuff of the sock in gold and then do like the toe and the heel in black. So something else is going to be done, but those socks are frogged. And I over dyed that yarn yesterday. It actually turned out pretty, but I forgot to bring it in. Maybe I'll do that next week. Let me put a star by that too. I'll try to remember to bring it in next week. I over dyed it with some black and some brown, and it actually looks pretty now. That was some ugly yarn. And it wasn't just because it was Steelers colors. It was just ugly. So those socks are frogged. So welcome to the frog pond. Another thing I frogged, and you might want to sit down if you're standing up. Why are you standing up? I told you this is a roller coaster ride. Get back in your seat, put your seatbelt on, and put your harness on. Anyway, where is it? I'll show you the yarn and maybe you can guess. If you've been watching, maybe you can guess. I frogged. Sexy librarian sweater. Frogged. I was done with the back and about halfway done with the front. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm not blaming the designer. I'm blaming my brain. The way the pattern is written, I was having problems with it, and I was frankly having to write down every line and then knit it, and it was so confusing to me. And I know it's my brain, and you know what? Probably in a couple of years, I can knit this and not have any problems. But obviously, the stage I'm at right now, this was not meant to be. She says, I'm going to change the numbers so you cannot figure out the pattern. But let's see where is it? Okay. And again, I'm sure this is my fault. If you know of a resource that will help me understand what I'm about to say without having to write down every line and think and figure it out, let me know. But she says, and I'm just going to use the number 10 for the stitches so that you can't figure things out. But work 10 stitches in reverse stockinette stitch, 10 stitches in stockinette stitch, work 10 stitches in beaded stitch, which is one of her pattern things. Work 10 stitches in stockinette stitch, work 10 stitches in garter stitch. What? And I spent hours trying to figure this out and said, you know what? Life is too short to spend this much time trying to figure out one row of a pattern. I am, again, not blaming the designer. I am blaming myself. So, like I said, give me a couple years. I'll come back to this. I'm not going to give up. It might be a different yarn, but in a couple of years, I will try this again. So, if you're wondering what the Sexy Librarian sweater is, one that I call that, but it's a classic 150 lace pullover. And it was right here where she started doing the talk about, I'm sorry, I can't do it. So that got frogged, and it felt good. All that work, though, weeks and weeks of work. Those things happen. Life is too short to knit things that are frustrating you. I mean, it's one thing to be a little frustrated. It's another to spend hours on one line of a pattern and get really mad and almost want to cry. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I know that when I first started knitting, I had trouble knitting a sock that had even yarn overs in it because I had so little experience. I know in a couple of years I'll be in a different place in my life. Even a year from now, I might be able to read that and go, why was I so dumb? So, again, if you know of a resource that's going to help me understand, like a book or something that's going to help me understand what was just said. I mean, I know what stockinette stitch and reverse stockinette stitch and garter stitch are, but in the context of the pattern, when normally somebody would say knit 10, purl 10, I was very confused. So that is frogged. Um, I did work a little bit on the sock head hat. Another bag. This is my bag from Kiki Boo Bags that John bought me for Christmas. John's my stuffed bunny if you're a new viewer. And that's from Kiki Boo Bags. So I worked on my sock head hat some. This yarn is Highland Handmaids in her challenge colorway, I believe. Challenging colorway. It's her silver maple sock yarn. And these are my colors. This little stitch marker tells you where I was last time you saw it. That is right there. That right there is pretty much what the colors look like. I love these colors. So this is a sock head hat. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's a slouchy beanie type hat made out of sock yarn. Here are some pictures. I don't want to, it's a free pattern, but I still don't want to like tell you anything. So this is what it's going to look like. And it's just simple, brainless knitting, which is what I needed after I frogged that sweater. And, oh, I'm knitting this on some Haya Sharps. And they are super light needles. I really like them. They're very, very sharp. Not too sharp. They're not sharp like Addie's, the Addie Sharp ones that kill my fingers. But I really like them. They're very, very, very light needles. Toss. I want to make sure I'm done with that before I actually throw it. Okay. Next, we are having a hand spun knit along, and that is running through the end of May. And you can knit or crochet or weave anything you want out of hand spun. It could be yarn that you spun or yarn that somebody else spun. And this is in my bag that I earned for working out. This is from the Knit Run Dig shop on Etsy, and Knit Run Dig is Sam. She's the hostess of the Knit Run Dig podcast, and she's from England. Love. And I am knitting a scarf out of hand spun, and you'll see bright colors again because that's what I love. So last time I believe I was about halfway done with this second hexagon. I finished the third hexagon and I'm on the fourth hexagon. And to reiterate, I mentioned last time, but this is what I'm doing. I have 4 different balls of the hand spun, and they all look a little bit different from each other, as you can see. So I am knitting one hexagon and then changing the ball of yarn. And what I did, because my brain, not always there, I put each one in a bag and labeled it with a number so I know which one's next. So like this is number 1, I'm currently on number 4, and so on and so forth. What I did is I cast on 12, and then I knit 2, knit front and back, knit across, and then turn it, knit 2, knit front and back, knit across, blah, 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 until I have 32 stitches on the needle. And then I start doing knit 2, slip, slip, knit, knit across, flip it, knit 2, slip, slip, knit, knit across. It's very similar to Grandma's favorite dishcloth, but hexagon style. And super easy, super fun to knit with. I love knitting with hand spun. And this is just going to be a wacky scarf that I will definitely be keeping. Nobody's getting their hands on this one. I love this yarn. This is, I have no idea what I think I spun it either last year during Tour de Fleece or the year before. I don't remember, and I don't remember what the fiber is, and I need to start taking better notes. So the knit along, crochet along, not spin along, although you could spin something and then knit it. Weave along, there we go. That runs through May 31st. The prizes are going to be, am I done with this? Yes. They are going to be, a bag from Useful Things that she donated. Thank you, Amy. Or a $5 giftable pattern from Ravelry from me. Okay, and the last thing that I have as a work in progress is the Crochet Tell Where did I put it? Here it is. This is in a bag that I got for a Christmas gift from one of the ladies in the local knitting group. I think it was Christmas or Easter. We did a couple of swaps. This is a towel that I am making for workouts, and this is Holly Hobbies. I love this cotton, obviously in a green colorway. And I had mentioned that I was going to crochet it until it was, the size of a normal washcloth. Bind it off, use it a few times, and then continue crocheting. Because what I want is something that I can loop around my neck. I have two towels that are really long. They're longer and skinnier. They're about this wide, but they're really long. And I can hang them around my neck during spin class, and I don't have to keep putting it on the handlebars of the bike. I can just keep it around my neck and wipe my face and all that kind of stuff. So somebody, and I apologize, I can't remember who it was, because I'm terrible with names. Somebody mentioned that it really is super soft and that they had knit baby items out of it and stuff like that. So I figured I'm just going to bite the bullet, keep on going, knit this basically, and probably crochet this until the ball runs out. And then use it. And if it works out okay, I'll do a second one in pink. And I really do love this cotton. This is so much softer than the sugar and cream and the peaches and cream and stuff. It's like 10 times softer. I love it. I really don't even care if it fades. I just really am more worried about softness. And I'm using a size K for Kimberly crochet hook, K for knitting, whichever. And I think I cast on or chained on, however you say it, like 29 or 30 stitches across for this. And it's just single crochet, but I really like the texture of it. Alrighty, that's all for works in progress. But you say, Kimberly, you said there were 3 things you frogged. Yes, there's a 3rd thing. Okay, so you all probably saw this coming, and I was just in denial. I had purchased, back when I was in Rhode Island in December, I had purchased some rainbow yarn from Patton's Canadiana. And yeah, that's some bright, beautiful, I say beautiful. And I mentioned that I wanted to knit a cardigan out of this. Do you see a cardigan? I did start though, but sadly it doesn't look that good. And I didn't completely frog it because I wanted to be able to show you what it looks like. Yeah, see? No. But I think the problem is that I was alternating balls. Let me show you close up. I was alternating balls of yarn. And I think I should not alternate and see what it looks like. Pretty stretchy though. So yeah, it was funny. I was sitting on the couch and I was working on this, and Rachel had been out. She came home and she sat next to me, and I looked at her and I said, "This is ugly, isn't it?" She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What the heck, Rachel? I bought 6 balls. How can it be ugly?" I will find a project for this. I will. I'm going to try again and not alternate and see what happens. So, oh, I lied. I do have one more work in progress. Why did I not put this on my list? Silly. Let me write it down before I forget. Okay, so after I decided not to continue with that yarn, I did cast on with another yarn. So that's my next work in progress. This is in my bag from Useful Things. It's very similar to the one you're going to win if you win our knit, crochet, and weave along. I decided to cast on, and this was gifted to me last week, and can I remember who gifted it to me? Oh, my brain's broken. This is the Sedona, and it's a sleeveless little cardigan. It's really simple. Compared to what I was doing before, this is a piece of cake. It says top-down seamless, easy breezy cardi, and they are right. It's very well written, and even I can understand it. So I decided to cast it on using some yarn that I had gotten at Michael's on sale, some Patton's Classic Wool Worsted, which is purple. It's actually a little tiny bit more red than what you're seeing there. And this is 100% wool, so I will not be able to machine wash this, but that's okay. It's going to be a cardi over clothing, so it's not like I'm going to have to wash it all the time. And of course, I'm in the middle of the row. But this is, it's from the top down, so this is the collar, and it's going to fold over. Actually, you could sort of see what it would look like if you had it. Okay, top down. I think it's a raglan style. I'm not that familiar with sweater styles to know, but it's got these dual decreases. This is it upside down. So this is so much simpler than what I was working on. So I did all this in a week. So I'm making very good progress. I was hoping to have a sweater done for stitches. It's not going to happen. That's okay. I can live with that. So that's my last work in progress. So that's what the rainbow yarn was going to be. But again, I'm going to try and cast on the same thing again, not alternating balls, and see if that makes a difference. Sometimes you just got to keep on trying. Okay, that one can go over here. Oops, forgot to put the pattern in. All right, now, upcoming knit-alongs, crochet-alongs, and events. June, July, August, I'm going to have something called Sock It To Me Summer. Oh, wait, I changed it. It's going to be called Sockstravaganza. So it's going to be Sockstravaganza. There's going to be all different categories for socks, prizes, all kinds of fun stuff. It's going to be a Sockstravaganza. So I'm super excited about that. That's going to be June, July, and August. September, October, November, I'm going to have 2 concurrent knit-alongs. I know, I'm crazy. One is a hat drive for Penella's Hope, which is a local homeless shelter. And I'm going to be collecting hats and scarves for any age and any gender. And then September, October, November, I'm also going to have a knit-along for the Bee Leaf Half Pie Shawl. And we'll talk about that more when the time comes up. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that we'll be having a knit-along for that in the fall. Okay, book review time. Another thing I'm super excited about is I had mentioned a few weeks ago that my podcast was mentioned. Sorry, my computer's acting wacky again. Was mentioned. My podcast was mentioned in Simply Knitting Magazine, the April issue. I finally got my little hands on it. And I think it's very fitting that this is the Easter issue and they have a lot of bunny stuff going on since I am Sock Bunny. And it is, my podcast is mentioned on page 75, and I will read to you again what it says. It says, it's in a little section called, it's on page 75 at the bottom. There's a little blurb here. And it says, Sock Bunny Knit and Fit. Sock Bunny chats about her knitting, crochet, spinning, and other crafts, as well as her keep fit antics. Keep fit antics! I have antics! I am so happy. I was like, the poor guy, I bought it at Barnes & Noble, the poor guy behind the cash register, I made him look at it. He didn't care. Guess what? He's looking anyway. I'm paying for your services, mister. You look at this magazine. Poor guy, I really feel sorry for him. There's actually some really cute stuff in here. There's like a knit bunny and all kinds of stuff. Really, really cute knit bunny. It's an Allen Dart pattern, which totally intimidates the snot out of me. Hot cross bunny. Isn't that adorable? So I just think it's so, so, so fitting that I'm in the bunny issue. And I just have to say that I love this advertisement because I love those colors. I love wearing bright colors like this, and Rachel hates it when I wear bright colored bottoms. I don't really do it as much anymore, but she hates it. All the more reason to do it. So anyway, I am super excited about that. So the book review, I did want to show you. There's a few. There are a few Easter things in here. This one I think. Okay, this is an advertisement, but I think it's weird. I mean, that sort of defeats the purpose of wearing a sweater. Hi, I'm going to put on a sweater that's got a bunch of holes in it. But, you know, I think that would be a challenge to knit. It would probably be fun. This I really like. This is a sweater. It looks pretty simple. The designer is Amanda Jones, and it's got cables. And it just looks so comfortable. I would make it longer, though, because I would not like it, you know, this high up on the hips. I would probably make it about as long as her t-shirt is, but I think that looks super comfortable. And there was a couple other things in here. Oh, they have some Easter things that you can make. that I really thought were adorable. One of them being an Easter bunny egg cover. Adorable. And then also some knit Easter eggs. And a little sheep. So they really had some really cute Easter stuff in here. That just makes me so happy to be in this issue. Let's see. Was there anything else? I should have marked the pages, right? I think that was it. So, yes. Now, I have been instructed by my bunny John John, who, if you are a new viewer, again, he is my bunny that's in my avatar, and he has told me that if you want my autograph in your Simply Knitting, that it's free. But if you want his autograph, it's going to cost you $1 million. I tried to talk him down. He says no, that's his set price. Okay, enough being silly about that. I'm very happy. And again, I have no idea who told him about the podcast or anything like that, but whoever did, thank you very much. And I am going to write them a letter of thank you for mentioning. So, spinning. I did some spinning this week. Again, post sweater ripping out, frogging, I decided to do some spinning. So, I am spinning some fiber on my wheel, my ladybug, who is named Lulabelle. I am spinning some wool gatherings that was gifted to me by Heather WB. And I finished the first half, and here it is on the spindle, on the bobbin. Let's use the right word. It's a little bit brighter than what you're seeing. Oh, actually, that looks good. There we go. And then the second half is on the wheel, but here's what I have left. So I'm spinning this fractally, which means I had a long strip, and this is how I did it. I split that in half long ways, and then I spun one of the strips just straight, and then the other strip I broke into smaller strips, and I'm spinning each of them individually. So it should give me a lot of barber poling, which is what I'm going for because I love barber poling. So that's on the wheel, ladybug named Lulabelle after my grandma. And then I also have been spinning a little bit on my trindle, and I made a little bit more progress. Trindle spinning, I can spin pretty fast. I just need to spend more time on it, but it, of course, is slower than the wheel. This is my trindle. And the fiber is from an Etsy dyer called Cloth and String, and I got this in an indie dyer swap, and it's different shades of green and super pretty. And I will be taking this with me to Atlanta. I'm not going to take my wheel. I'll take the trindle in case I feel like spinning. And put that back in there. So that is my spinning for the week. And stash enhancement. Okay, this is another super excited squee moment. Okay, story. And this, I'm sorry, this is going to be a long podcast. I really, really am sorry. So I'll try to make this fast. My friend Dale, who's on Ravelry as Girl Dale, was going to Pennsylvania. She was going to go to a fiber event that Fiber Nymph Dye Works was going to be at. And I said, she was like, do you want anything? And I was like, okay, this lady named Fiber Nymph is going to be there. If she has her Star Trek yarn, get it for me, I'll pay you back. She's like, okay. So she texts me while she was there. In fact, I would show you, but it'll take too long. She texted me a picture of her and Fiber Nymph holding my yarn. She found the Star Trekking. She got me 2 skeins of the DK. This is a striping yarn in Star Trek uniform colors and a sparkle sock yarn. And I earned these with my exercise. They're a little less bright than what you're seeing. A little bit more muted. So, super happy. Thank you, Girl Dale, for getting those for me. So, so happy. Also, I got a couple of patterns gifted to me, and I forgot to print them, so I'll print them and show them next week. Apple Blossom SF, who is Sarah, bought me the Rushing Tide shawl from Sweet Georgia Yarns, and Java Pearl sent me her new pattern called Rescue Me Chin Boy and Show Me the Stars, which is a Doctor Who inspired sock pattern. Okay, tips and tricks has to do with sock yarn. Again, I had somebody ask me to dye some rainbow yarn, and I was experimenting different ways to do it, blah, 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 and I found a way that I like, so I wanted to share it with you. This is my tips and tricks section, and I'm going to do it really, really fast. If you have any specific questions, let me know. Okay, so here's the rainbow sock yarn that I did, and there will be at least 1 skein of this in the shop update, and this is still wet because I just dyed it yesterday. But you can see it is rainbow. Rainbows are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And there are three primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. You take red and yellow to make orange. This is all basic kindergarten stuff. Red and yellow make orange. So what I did is I I had to draw it first to figure it out, but what I did is I dyed approximately half of the yarn red. And then I turned it by a third and I dyed approximately half the yarn blue. And then I turned it by a third and I dyed approximately half of the yarn yellow. And what happened is it caused the red to overlap with yellow and make orange, and the blue to overlap with yellow to make green, and the blue and red to overlap to make purple. If that didn't make sense, rewind it and listen to it again. If you have any specific questions, let me know, but that's how I ended up making the rainbow yarn that will be in the shop update on Sunday. I will definitely be dyeing more of that. One skein did not turn out very well, though. I did have a skein that I will show at the end in the shop update part that has some splotches and stuff like that. I'm still going to list it, but if nobody buys it, I'll list it cheaper, but if nobody buys it, then I'll use it to make a stuffed animal or something. Okay, next favorite things, and my favorite thing this week is I ordered from Cafe Press a bag with John John's face on it. This is my new logo, and I have somebody here who wants to make a special appearance. Hi! Hi, everybody! Look. So I will be carrying this bag at Stitches. If you see this bag, come running. I will have free podcast buttons to give away. Here they are. I will be giving away free podcast buttons if you come and see me at Stitches. So happy! I got this from Cafe Press. I think it was about $30 or $35, and it is super sturdy. I am going to make it to where you can order one if you want to. I don't know if anybody would ever want to, but that's free for me to do, so I'm going to do that. Okay. What I am watching and reading. Finished Star Trek The Next Generation. Completely done. I'm going to start watching Doctor Who. I was going to do that this week. Haven't had time. So I'm going to start watching Doctor Who again from the beginning. And that's it. So I'm going to do the shop update really quick now. Really, really quick. So if you're going to leave now, bye and have a great week. And if you're staying, I want to show you the first thing I did was for myself, I dyed 6 skeins of my DK weight, which is called my Sugar DK, in this lime green color. I'm trying to get the color right. It's not going to show right because of the lighting in here. It's pretty green though. So I dyed 6 skeins of this. And that will be my next sweater after, probably my next sweater after I finish the one I'm on. So I wanted to say real quick that I'm going to have 2 different colorways of my lavender lace weight, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% bamboo, 875 yards. I have 2 colorways. One is called, it's a mossy color, and I'm calling it, and this is not the right color, of course, because of the lighting in here, but it's sort of close. I'm calling this one I Like Lichen, as in moss. And then this one I'm going to call, is a purple. It's a little bit more red than what you're seeing, and I'm going to call this one Ball Gown. So there'll be 2 skeins of each of those in the shop. I also will have some sparkly yarn. This one's called Rhymes with Blue, and it's various shades of blue. The other sparkle yarns that I'm going to have, this is my, what I call my sunshine base. I'm going to have California Flamingos, Aurora Borealis, and Motel Curtains, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina, 438 yards. So I will have California Flamingos, which is a pink and black. And then I will have Aurora Borealis, and there'll be 2 or 3 skeins of each of these, because some of them are for custom orders and so forth. So that's Aurora Borealis. That's a sparkle yarn. And my hot selling Motel Curtains. So those will be in this Sunday's update. I also will have my Miracle base, which is my twisty base. I will have some rainbow, which I'm calling the Promise, by the way. And then I will have my Miracle base is 80% superwash merino. That's wrong. It's BFL. I wrote that down wrong. BFL. 8% BFL, 20% nylon, 400 yards. I have two. One's Bird of a Feather. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Fell down. Birds of a Feather, which is purples, pinks, and blues. Tropical bird colors. And as I showed, I'm going to have the rainbow as called the Promise. And I'm going to have two. Did I show those? Yes. And then I'm going to have several colors of Sugar DK, Police Call Box, Admiralty, The Promise, and one called Rainbow Reject. That's 100% superwash merino and a DK weight 230 yards. I have two shades of blue. They're very close to each other. You're not even going to be able to tell the difference on here except one's darker. The lighter one is Police Call Box. There'll be 3 skeins of that. There'll be 2 skeins of this darker navy that I'm going to call Admiralty. And my Rainbow Reject, the reason I'm calling it a reject is I did something crazy and got this weird blackish section. And also some of the, I got some splotches of green on the yellow. So I'm going to put this one in for a discounted price. And I think that's all I wanted to say. Again, the update is going to be Sunday at 2 o'clock. I will close the shop from Tuesday until the following Sunday, which is the 14th. So from Tuesday the 9th, I think it is, till the 14th, it'll be closed, but then it'll reopen. And I think that's all I wanted to say. Sorry to rush the end like that, but I want to try to keep it under an hour, and we're at 57 minutes. So I hope you have a great week. Don't forget to post your workouts in the workout thread. Do your poster for the fitness along. Have a great week and keep on crafting. Bye.